Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Licensed Immigration, or as you can see in my channel, Licenciada en Migración. Today, as you can see on your screen, we will be talking about the Form I-485 application to register permanent resident or adjust your status. Today, I'm going to be explaining line by line the instructions to complete the USCIS Form I-485 application to register permanent residents or adjust status. This form I-485 is the primary application used by immigrants adjusting their status. Applying for lawful permanent resident green card in the United States, it collects the basic information about the applicant, identity, and check for grounds of inadmissibility. The information on this form also refers to the person who will get a green card, which will be, that I'm assuming, that is you, the one that is watching the video. This form does not ask for information about your petitioner or financial sponsor. Form I-485 is available to free download on the Form I-485 page at the USCIS website. This video, as you can see, it discusses the most recent version of the form dated March 31, 2023. Okay, so be aware you must be to subscribe on this channel to be able to have access fully all the videos for petition, how to fill out these forms. Also, we have tools to help you out to fill out this form, and as well any question that maybe you have on this form will be in this channel as well. Anything that has to do with immigration, most recent, you're gonna be having everything in this channel. So remember to be subscribed and activate the notification bell to receive notifications when I upload new videos. Also, give the like button a like because it will help our channel. And also, if you like the video, why not give it a like? And also, if you have any question, comment below and I will respond as soon as possible. So for the general instructions for the filling out this form I-485, you can fill out this form I-485 on your computer. And the best way to do it is, if you need to fill it in by hand, print legibly and use black ink. Signature must be by hand and ink as well, only blank ink. Do not type your name or use a stamp where it asks you for your signature. You might come across a question on the form that doesn't apply to you or for which the answer is none. For example, part 1, if they ask you for middle name and you might not have one, it's usually best to enter an A or none in a situation like this. Otherwise, USCIS might send this form back to you. If you need extra space to complete or answer any question, use part 14 at the end of the form, which you can photocopy to make extra pages of it needed. Take extra care to include your name, alien registration number, the pages that you will be using additionally if you have one, and so on, in case page gets separated from the rest of your form. So, answering individual questions in this form, the I-485, here are some tips on how to answer some of this. It's self-explanatory section of this form, so we might be skipping some of them. I'm just gonna get on hold on some of the parts for you to have understanding on the parts. I will not be filling out with you guys, but I will be explaining. Okay, it's quicker for us. And if you have any comments on questions of the form, that question that you guys don't understand, you may comment below. Okay, so as you can see on your screen, the part 1 is information about you, the person who is applying for lawful permanent residence. For your current legal name, use the name that appears on your passport. Unless you have changes since getting the passport, also supply other name that might appear on any of your paperwork. Okay, and like I said before, if you don't have a middle name, you will do N-A. You will not leave anything blank. Only there's a part in this form that you will leave in blank, and it's for the officer USCIS. Okay, so you do everything. You have to fill out everything. Don't leave anything blank unless it's in part 13 or part 14. I'm gonna tell you once we get to that part. Okay, the one that you can leave blank. Okay, so for your other name, you will write the other names here. Okay, so for other information about you, it's a self-explanatory. Okay, this will be information of your date of birth, your sex, city of town of birth, country of birth, country, citizen, nationality. When we get to the alien registration number, that means that is your alien registration number. You will find it on your passport or your if you have one, okay? For the USCIS online account number, if you might or not have this, you only have it if you register for the system in order to submit a previous application. If you register online, you might have a USCIS online account number. For the part of U.S. mailing address and alternate and saved mailing address. On this information, given address where UCS can send mail to you, this is important. The in care offline is the only for the people who have asked to others to receive mail for them. Enter the name of the person who lives in the address, and this is the case. Notice that also there's a section alternate and save mailing address, right? This section option for people who apply for a green card based on being abused or dangerous situation. They have that option here, okay? On the Social Security card information, if you have valid Social Security number from Social Security Administration, which is SSA, check enter the number here. If you don't have one, on filing in the rest of the application, this section lets you apply for one if you don't have one, or for a replacement card if appropriate, if the one you have short limitations based on your non-immigrant status. Under the recent immigration history, where it asks about place at the lies arrival into the United States, USCIS is looking for the place where they spoke to CBP officer. This will be the first airport where you landed on your most recent arrival. If you came by plane, if you can remember, this information can be found by clicking the Get Travel History bar on the I-94 website. Date of last arrival refers to you most recent U.S. entry from abroad. You must find that stage stamp on your passport. The form then asks a number of questions about your most recent U.S. entry. Part of the intention it has is to make sure you enter legally in most of the cases. So let me show you which is going to ask you here, okay? Someone who entered without permission is not eligible to have an adjustment of status, which this application is doing for you. As a procedure by which a green card, you need a green card, right? So that if you not enter legally to the United States, it will be a reason which now you will not be eligible for the adjustment of status, and will instead have to do what calls consular processing at a U.S. consulate or embassy in your home country. You need to provide your expiration date or authorized date, that is the date of status of the U.S. will expire. This is almost always different from the date that your visa expires, so don't look at your visa the answer to this question. You could find the day your status expires on the I-94, a form issued by the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, which is CBP. If you came before April 30, 2013, you will probably find a white I-94 card stamped in your passport. If you came after that date, April 30, 2013, by C or A, you were most likely not given I-94 card, so you have to get the I-94 number online at CBP I-94 retrieval website. Have your passport number ready. Some people, mostly students, exchange program visitors, have no exact expiration date, so they are here for the duration of status denoted by DS on the I-94. If that applies to you, enter DS in the answer of the box. Okay, so that's for status. Okay. When it asks you for the status, which is here, the 26C. When you last arrived, if you enter using the visa, the status likely is a combination of letters and numbers, such as F1 if you are a student, H1B if you have been here temporary specialty worker, B2 visitor for pleasure. Otherwise, or if you have no visa, describe your status within a term like student, visitor, asylum, or EWI for enter without exception. But again, if you enter EWE, it's doubtful that you have right to adjust status in the U.S. See an attorney if that is your status. If you have changed your status since the last time you entered the U.S., enter the newer status or you have now. In the following question regarding current immigration status, you will now repeat the sum of the I-94 status code if the expiration date hasn't passed. or if that date has passed and you haven't obtained new status indicated by entering overstay, in which your case you might not be eligible to adjust your status, unless you're the immediate relative of the U.S. citizen. See a lawyer to be sure. Here again, you might need to enter EWI if you crossed the border illegally but somehow became eligible to the adjustment of status procedure, which is unlikely. So let's go to part 2. Part 2, let's see. Okay, part 2 is application type of filing category. Put an X in this box that applies to you. For example, you will choose the box 1A if you are applying through family and are either immediate relative or preference relative with a currently priority date and a right to use the adjustment of status procedure. Box 1B why doesn't want to go down sometimes? Okay, 1B. If an employer has petitioned for you and so on. With regard to question 2, so let's skip. Okay, the question 2 is doubtful that you are applying based on the Immigration and Nationality Act, INA Section 245, correction, I, that's only for people to whom some very old laws apply, allowing them to apply to pay a penalty fee in order to adjust the status despite their illegal entry to the United States. Usually it doesn't apply to anyone, but if it does to you, click yes. If not, no. Remember to subscribe to my channel, activate notification bell to receive notifications when I upload new videos, like, comment below, and share. Have a blessed day.